I got 30 more minutes or so we can keep going.
Alright, let's go. Continue on to the next chapter? Hell yeah!
This whole game is only one case.
I mean, if you think about it, the third game was kind of just one case.
True.
Courtroom number 2. We back. Court will now reconvene. Has our witness, Miss Olga Orley, recovered?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, she's regained consciousness.
Perhaps we can hear her version of the events again.
That's the thing, you see. She's pretty tired.
You're looking a bit fatigued yourself, Mr. Payne.
Sadly, fatigue is insufficient grounds for refusing to testify or prosecute. The defense would like to request that Miss Orley take the stand again.
Very well. The witness shall take the stand. I'm so tired.
Perhaps, can you repeat your name and profession? Or perhaps you'd rather admit that you're a poor liar and a poorer loser.
No. Wow.
Whoa!
Name's Olga Orley. I'm the truth. That's the truth. I'm a pro dealer.
Oh, she lost her accent.
Oh yeah? People call me Olga Quick Fingers Orley. Oh. Oh, really?
Orley?
Oh, really? Want to know something else? I'm not really Russian. And my last name sounds like oh, really? Terrible.
Really?
There. That's the truth. Hope you're satisfied. Now let me take a photo of your dumbfounded faces. Witness!
Like a foot taller.
Witness, you would tell the court what you were really up to that night. Fine, I'll talk. We had a plan, see? Let me remind you that you are currently under oath. Any further fabrications will have serious consequences. Fine. Like I said, I'm a pro. That guy Smith hired me to do what I do best. I was planted
Give her
the
a
board.
CD voice.
What?
Give her a CD voice.
City voice. Did you say city voice or?
CD or city. CD.
I don't know what that means.
Like untrustworthy.
Oh. I was planted at the Borscht Ball Club 7 days prior to another crime. Another game. As a waitress. So you were in cahoots with the victim. Not that I need my help. Smith's a well-known poker player in some circles. But winning wasn't the main purpose of that game. It was about destroying a legend. The unbeatable Phoenix Wright. Fuck that guy. The plan was simple. Elegant, really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand. And then deal 5 aces during one of the games. When their hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card and the trap would snap shut. You swap the cards! Exposed as a cheater and lose on top of it. It would have made a great double play. Just like that, the legend will be dashed to pieces. Indeed. Getting caught red-handed at cheating will cast doubt on all his prior wins. A 7-year legend destroyed by one little card. That was the plan.
Oh really, oh really. How droll.
Oh really, Orly.
But it appears you made quite the mistake.
A mistake?
I agree, the trap was elegant. Yet what happened to that planted card?
Hey, that's right. He's lucky I'll give him that. You have to be to slip free from a trap laid by Olga Quick Fingers Oily. Oh, really? The witness will be much cuter if she dispensed with that evil mastermind stick. Cute? Who the hell wants to be cute? I'm not cute. I'm bad. You hear me? Bad. When you're through being bad, perhaps you could testify to the court. Tell us about this trap and how it was sprung. That night, I planted the cards like I was supposed to. And then Wright lost the last hand, just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched them. But the planted card was gone. The trap failed. The next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and swung it. It wasn't me who hit Smith, it was that no-good cheating defendant.
Yeah, he was cheated.
A surprising frank testimony that still leaves us mostly in the dark. The trap was perfect, I tell you. Perfect! If that rotten cheater hadn't messed it up. Look who's talking! Well, the testimony, for what's worth, is all yours, Mr. Justice. With witnesses like her, who needs criminals? And with defendants like Mr. Wright, who needs prosecutors? Planted the card like I was supposed to. This planted card? Which card was it exactly? The trump card. The 5 of hearts. What?
Okay.
Let me guess. Mr. Wright was to have switched the 5 with the ace to make a full house. Wait, what? Switch the 5 with an ace to make a full house? Am I missing something here?
So she's saying that she dealt him the 5 of hearts, but he swapped it with one of those 2 aces.
Oh, Mr. Switch the 5 with the ace. Okay. At last, that's what you were going to accuse him of doing, thereby ruining his legend. I slid into Wright's pocket. When was this? Why, before the match, of course. While he was eating. At the Borch Boat Club, we serve borch and suckers. Remind me never to go there. Of course, the car was to make his grand debut during the game. Like a good borch, a good plot must be cooked up early and allowed to thicken.
Go see her whole testimony and see if her body language changes.
Oh,
Looking
yeah,
to the right. Looking at the
lost.
camera.
Right, lost the last and they were supposed to. Oh, I really hope that body language is a thing in this game. That's like a cool thing they could do to make this visual novel more interesting.
Yeah.
Right, lost the last hand just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him. Alright, let's see how her body language is here. So everything went according to plan. Exactly. The 5th ace came up, so it's obvious the switch went off without a hitch. Once the extra card was found in his pocket, Wright will be forever known as a cheat and a fraud. There are worse things to be known as, I suppose. Tell us what happened with the search. But the planted card was gone. The trap failed. The card disappeared? Yeah, my trump card, the 5 of hearts. Gone, without a trace. Poof, zippo.
Safari.
Safari. We searched every nook and cranny. Even inside his cute little hat. She called his hat cute. But the car's nowhere to be found, is this correct? Never in my long storied career. Never has quick fingers Orly have been so readily duped. Oh really? So what did happen to that 5 of hearts? Don't look at me. Why don't you ask that cheating, lying, two-faced defendant? So the 5 of hearts is still missing in action. I kinda wanna see... Where? Okay, can we see in this picture?
Not in there. The only one in the background is a three of spades.
What about this? What about the one on the bottom? I guess it's hard to tell, right? The bottom left one.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe he tossed that on the floor right there.
What about... we cannot tell at all.
No.
Okay, okay. Oh, how about in here? Anything suspicious here? No. No 5 of hearts. Okay.
Look at the piano sheet music. Was it tucked there? No.
No, nothing that looks sus. Okay, let's continue. Next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and swung it.
She's touching her neck there.
Wait, isn't that a little odd? Well, what's odd? You searched Mr. Wright thoroughly and found nothing? Which means he didn't cheat. Which means he had no reason to strike the victim. What? Well... What was that?
She's touching her neck and you noticed.
What was that now? I sensed something with my newly found superpowers. Something wrong, Mr. Justice? No, nothing, Your Honor. What to do? Should I press her a little harder? Nah, I don't think we need to. No need. Miss Orly, you're hiding something. What? What are you talking about, huh? You.
What is she holding? Oh, her camera.
Camera. Me? Quick fingers, Orly. Hide something.
She's hiding pictures.
The defense will refuse, or the defense will refrain from baseless accusations.
I have one question for the witness then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is it true? Of course it's true. I did see it, honest. I saw it when Wright hit him. With my own eyes. I saw it. What's this weird vibe I'm getting?
That witness, for instance, Miss Overly. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice?
Touching her neck, was it?
Gosh, she's cute. I'm going crazy, she's so cute.
Whoa, what's going on? Is this how it feels like to be in love? I'm glad I can see through Kevin's eyes when he fell in love with Ren. This is what was going through his mind.
Yeah.
The sensations come into focus. There, that twitch is so clear. It's like I could perceive her habit like I couldn't before. R. Okay, I'm perceiving. Gotcha. What?
Oh, we got a new catchphrase.
Miss Orly, perhaps you're unaware of this yourself. Unaware of what? Whenever you get to a certain part of your testimony, you touch the back of your neck with your left hand. Why would you tell her that? Terrible defense lawyer. My neck? So what?
What indeed, Justice? I hadn't noticed anything of the sort.
When she says that part of her testimony, she's subconsciously recalling something. Her body reacts to the memory, and she touches her neck. I'm sure of it.
A memory? Would someone care to explain what he's babbling about?
This is highly unusual, but let's ask the defense. You claim the witness is remembering something. Maybe you have evidence of this memory to show us? Her habit is scratching her neck whenever she talks about the moment of the crime. So what will remind her most of the moment of the crime? Miss Orley?
Locket?
Maybe. Miss Orley, whenever you recall the crime that night, you scratch your neck. I've noticed it happens when you think about the moment of the crime. There must be some reasons behind this habit of yours. I believe the weapon that left an erasable impression on your neck is this. The weapon that left...
Is it the locket?
We don't have the locket.
Oh.
What's going on randomly have steel plates everywhere?
The weapon that left an
Erasable impression. Oh, the phone.
He's by notified. Oh, we can inspect this?
What is this?
This looks kind of important. Wow, the battery's being held in a piece of tape. You just buy a new one. Maybe you can't afford it. Or you just
Is the
doesn't care.
fucking 5 in there? Can you pull that off?
I can't. I can't peel that off. No clues here.
I don't think this is getting us anywhere. But I bet that 5 of hearts is in there.
Okay. The weapon that left an erasable impression on your neck. Well, it's either the bottle or the phone, right? Everything else is a photo.
Oh, the batteries.
Look at this bottle then. I don't see anything weird about it.
Poison.
Poison?
What if it's poisoned? Remember, and then it got cleaned out to maybe take the poison away. She scratched her neck because she's thinking about poison.
Yeah? Yeah, so let's present the bottle, I guess. I can't think of anything for the phone. Take that. Whenever she talks about the moment of the crime, she touches her neck. What reminds us more than that moment was this bottle, the murder weapon. But something doesn't fit. If you're only the witness to the crime, why would that make you touch your neck like you're in pain? Pain.
Sorry.
What is he talking about now? Bringing up my name?
It was Mr. Smith, the victim who was hit. Not you!
This is a cross-examination, not a wild cross-conjecture.
Wow, mixing up your words, huh?
And the witnesses haven't? They're completely irrelevant.
Justice, I'll admit, I'm a bit confused myself. This is certainly a unique cross-examination.
I'll explain later. Just trust me. Now's our only chance to break her. Miss Orley, please testify in detail about the moment of the crime. The very moment. Yeah.
See, put her clothes back on.
I am knowing nothing. How'd you switch clothes so fast? We know you're not Russian. The witness will testify, please. Now. Bet. Fine. He's the one who did it. I didn't let him out of my sight until the cops got there. That was all immediately proven false. Oh yeah, all that came from one press. You seem uneasy. You try standing up here. You know she's right. Her eyes are dark all over the place. Almost became warm. Tell me, after the crime, what was the defendant like? He must have been stunned by the way there's crime. He sat there dazed at that table until the cops came.
He called the cops though, and he left the room to do it. Intriguing. I believe you've gotten all the testimony you're gonna get out of this witness. So, what do you think about her testimony?
I'll tell you what I think. Her testimony is
What?
fine. It's fine, you know. I think it's a solid story. It's basically bogus. It contradicts the evidence.
What's that?
Well, show us this evidence, Mr. Justice. This evidence that you claim contradicts the testimony. She didn't let him out of her sight until the cops got there. I know there's some evidence that contradicts that. Miss Orley, we have a record here that clearly contradicts what you said. It states that the police were alerted by a report from the defendant. And we know that the defendant left the room, climbed the stairs, and made the phone call from the first floor of the Borch Boat Club. So explain how you kept your eyes on the defendant when he left the room entirely. Well, at least she took some selfies of herself. The man who picked up bottle and swung it that night wasn't the defendant. Showdown time.
Showdown time.
Don't cheat. Check his pockets. It's gone. The card's gone. I'm glad we got to see this again. You lose.
You lose.
Just then, Smith grabbed the ball from next to right. And he hit me. You, some master gene you turned out to be.
That would explain why he eeked. Remember I said, why would he say eek?
Oh, damn, we should have picked up on that, you know? It was her that's screaming that. I think. When I came to. The victim was already dead. Is that it? That's why I couldn't reveal who I really was. If it came out that I was in league with Smith, I'd be a suspect for sure. Well, where does this leave us?
Madness. This is madness. I'm dreaming.
Oh, come on, Payne. This ain't your worst court case ever. We've seen worse. This is more madness than you literally losing your hair?
Yeah, that was painful. It must have been me who was hit with the bottle, and I'm imagining all of this.
It appears that prosecution's at its wit's end, and frankly, I can't blame him. Mr. Gavin, what do you think about this turn of events? Mr. Gavin, sir, you're looking quite ominous there.
I'm sorry, I fell asleep. I believe that, as the defense in this case, we are compelled to call Miss Orley a big fat liar.
Oh, got her. What?
3 were in the night. 3 were in that room the night of the murder. The defendant, victim, and her. And she has a motive.
A motive?
Her plot foil. The witness got into an argument with her client, Mr. Smith. And the I don't know that word. Denouement.
Oh.
And the denouement of that argument was murder.
Should we have a competition to see who fucks up more words by the end of this trilogy? It's 1-1 right now.
Fucks up because we don't know the word, or fucks up because we misspoke? Because you're gonna definitely win if it's misspeaking.
Oh, are you sure about? Wait, what?
Yeah, I misspeak constantly.
Mispronouncing a word. How about that?
Mispronouncing or not knowing what the word is. The denouement is the final play of a part or movie or play.
Okay.
It's where the plot strings are drawn together. Okay, now Google, tell me how to say it.
We should have a competition.
It's a French word.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's see here. Practice. Denouement. It's called denouement. You say denouement.
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 I was
And
thinking
the
the competition.
denouement of that argument was murder.
I was thinking the competition should just be whoever mispronounces like bigger words more often.
Okay.
Okay, 1-1.
It's 2 points if you don't know the word.
Oh, okay. I did not know the first word then.
Okay, we'll scratch that. Well, that rule will go into effect now.
Okay.
We're 1-1.
What? I'm no killer. It's a trap. Someone's trying to frame me.
What tangled webs we weave when we practice to deceive.
Phoenix, why are you so shady in this game?
So tangled, we catch ourselves in the process.
Pending.
Well, Mr. Right?
Such a hasty conclusion.
It's
Not like you, Christophe Gavin. What are you saying? Why not consider the other possibility? That there was another person in the room at the time of the murder.
I also am pretty sure there is, but we don't have any clues for that. That leads to that. Right, like Mr. Wright was saying before recess.
They had my shoes. A single card was swapped in the victim's hand after the murder. And the other one who swapped the card didn't know 2 colors of cards were being used.
But wouldn't that person have eyes?
Maybe they showed up after the game too. They didn't even see the game.
Huh.
A 4th person.
Yeah, this theory again. Your 4th person doesn't exist.
Indeed, he doesn't exist. I'm sorry for wasting your time. That's why I decided to bring this case to court. Here, where there's no escape and no chance for deception, Christophe, you did it! The perfect place to catch the real criminal.
The real criminal?
And we're in luck. A clue to the real criminal's identity was kindly provided for us. And right at the beginning of the trial, no less, when he
Alright.
said a poem about the cards being blue.
Who said that?
Kristoff.
Really? Missed it. I can't believe that.
Although, perhaps you know who I'm talking about.
So sorry.
Remember what I said? The fourth person who swapped the cards made one critical error.
He or she wasn't considering the color of the backs and the cards.
Right, but how could such an obvious mistake occur? And why are you defending me, Apollo, and not my old friend, Kristoff the Killer? The cards used for the last game were red. Yet, there is one person here in our court who thought those cards were blue.
Yeah, I had that impression too, but why?
Well, Apollo, think you can figure out who it was?
It's not me, I swear. It was probably the judge.
Isn't that me? Who is this fourth person? Why do I always get put on the spot like this?
Let's hear what the defense has to say. Who was it? Who thought the cards used in the final game were blue?
Yeah, it was him.
Yeah. I don't know, me and Shane would have picked up the fact that he said it was blue in the very beginning.
Yeah, it was like the second sentence of the trial.
Yeah.
He said this big long poem about how the cards were blue.
I can't believe you remember that poem. I would not remember that.
Maybe it's because I voiced him.
Oh, yeah, it has to be.
As I expected. Your eyes and ears are as sharp as your hair.
I was right?
Kristoff Gavin, you were the fourth person that night.
Alright, you better get your Christoph Gavin villain voice ready. But of course Mr. Gavin knows the color of the cards.
How would he? As you can see, the photo of the crime scene is black and white. You can't tell which of the cards are blue, the ones on the floor or the table.
But look! You can see the colors in this photo.
Yes, but when he said the cards were blue, it was well before this evidence came to light.
True, defendants can get
It is true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim. Yet, it was only that, a game, in its purest sense, a competition, Your Honor.
Petition?
Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions. Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame, know its final outcome.
I totally forgot this part. Good thing you voiced him.
Well, Kristoff,
I mean,
Mr. Gavin? Mr. Gavin! Is something the matter?
No, nothing. Excuse me, it was just so sudden. Right? You weren't seriously accusing me, are you? Oh, Kristoff. You know even I'd never take a joke this far.
This has gone far beyond ridiculous. Beyond dumb. This is insanity. The defendant accusing his own defense attorney of murder?
That is a little wild, Pay. I'm not gonna lie.
I assure you, I'm quite sane.
But what possible connection could Mr. Gavin have to the victim?
I wasn't aware that I had a connection to Mr. Smith either.
Yes, but Mr. Gavin and the victim have never even met.
Well, what if they have?
Huh?
There is a possibility, after all. They may have met that night before the game started.
What are you suggesting? Is this the truth Mr. Wright was staying silent about? Well, only one thing to do. Mr. Wright, the defense would like to request that you testify to the court. Oh.
The defense would like to request no such thing.
Mr. Gavin, you're scaring me.
Testimonies must relate to the case. How could anything happening before the game of poker be related?
I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Gavin.
As I explained before, the defense believes that Miss Orley...
Am I to assume you speak of Mr. Justice in this? He is the defense, not you. Mr. Justice, the matter of Mr. Wright's testimony is up to you. Okay. Does the court, in your opinion, need to hear Mr. Wright's testimony?
No need.
Nah, we don't need it.
I don't want to save him, so I don't need it. Wright would probably just jump in and be like, "You're a fucking idiot," and you're like, "You're right."
This was Mr. Wright's strategy. He was planning this all along. And I intend to see it through. The defense would like to request that Mr. Wright testify to the court.
To Justice, you would betray... Oh, wrong guy. You would betray me, your teacher.
I'm sorry, Mr. Gavin. This isn't about loyalty. This is about justice. Very well, the defendant, Mr. Wright, will take the stand, please.
That evening, Christoph and I had dinner. We sat at the table in this photograph. Shady Smith. Oh, no, I said Shady.
Oh, that's
Shady
right.
Smith walked in 5 minutes after Christoph left. When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. The girl was knocked out cold, and Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. That's when I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin.
Now, how much of that do you think is actually real? Because you say he hasn't told the truth about what happened yet. That could all have been a lie.
Let's look through his body language again as he testifies.
You're right. Mr. Gavin, you were at the borscht with a tea bowl club the night of the murder?
Borscht. I dine with him rather frequently.
And he talked to the defendant on the phone directly after the murder.
Quite against my will, I had become involved in another murder. I thought I might be in need of a lawyer, so I called him. You were planning this all along, weren't you, Wright? just because you wanted to drag me into your little murder trial. The only thing I want is the truth. As I did back then, and now. I thought my office was doing you a favor when we took on your defense. It appears that I was wrong.
Very well. The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Justice,
Sir.
he's lying, and you're going to expose him.
Understood, sir. Mr. Gavin versus Mr. Wright. This can't end well. Why can't I have a normal trial? Alright, let's go.
Watch his body language.
You got dinner with Mr. Gavin?
Yeah. Oh, yes. He dines with me at the Borscht Bowl Club quite frequently. We were enjoying a usual dinner at our usual spot, as usual.
Usual.
I always eat at the table closest to the piano.
I see. Where Mr. Smith was sitting.
So, the plates and such on the... So, the plates and such on the table were from your dinner.
Indeed, the remnants of my meal with Christoph. We dined for 2 hours, then Christoph left after that.
Shane Smith walked in 5 minutes after Christoph left. 5 minutes? So the two of them could have passed in the restaurant during that time.
That would have been a fateful encounter, to be sure.
Oh, Mr. Wright, what was it you said? Christoph Gavin and Shady Smith may have met?
I believe I did say that.
Here, I was all nervous about this meeting. And now we hear they just passed in the hall?
That does seem a little weak as a pretense for murder.
Oh, it would be if that were all that really happened.
Come on, Mr. Wright. What are you hiding this time? When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. About this failed trap. This is the same trap that Miss Olga Orley mentioned. Plain and simple. See, we set up a trapezoid. Plant a card in Wright's pocket. And then deal 5 aces. Hands revealed. Call him out. Search Wright. You would then pull out the planted card in that travel snapshot. Got him. Foolproof plan. I can't believe it didn't work.
Yes, a harmless prank in essence. It was by a quirk of fate that I happened to discover it.
A quirk?
I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found a card.
The card she planted!
Yes, I snuck a peek at it and found it was the 5 of Hearts. I had a feeling something may happen, so I disposed of the card before the game.
Disposed? Where?
There was an empty bottle of grape juice that I had been drinking right beside me. I threw the card inside the bottle.
An empty bottle of grape juice.
The murder weapon?
Yes, I rolled it up and shoved it in. The colored glass makes it hard to see.
A battle of wits between the deceiver and the would-be deceived. That sounds like terrific drama. Car inside the murder weapon? That's strange. Did the police miss it in their investigation? Maybe I'll take a look.
Let's see that 3D scan.
Mr. Wright, the poker head of courtroom number 3 approves of this battle of wits. Please revise your testimony with this new information. We'll check. Ooh, new one.
Are you gonna look in the bottle and there's not gonna be a card in there? And he's gonna be like, oh, actually I took it out later and I put it in my phone.
Yeah, most likely. We checked this bottle thoroughly already. There's nothing in here.
Take the cap off.
No clues here, I can't take it off. I was thinking that there was going to be like, the car was going to be in behind the sticker, you know? But
Yeah.
It's not. It's not. It's totally in the phone. Anyways, let's see what this quote
I
is.
guess present. I mean, we can press more, but I think you're supposed to present the bottle if there's no card in it.
Okay. But let's just see what other info he has. Why in the bottle?
I perceived my opponent's intent immediately. I'm used to entrapment, you see. I knew what was coming.
Ho ho, so you struck first. I like that.
I know every trick in the book. They don't work on me.
At least when you get lucky and stick your hand in your pocket, they don't. Alright. Girl was knocked out cold and submit for trouble. I left to call the police. You think we should just present or check the rest?
Just present.
Alright. Disposed of the card in the bottle. You mean this bottle that has nothing in it? Mr. Wright, if I may.
Yes.
I've examined this bottle, and I don't see any card in here. What gives?
No.
What, Mr. Wright? Surely dot 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 isn't all you have to say for yourself.
I can't say that I know what happened to the card. Maybe my magician daughter moved it. I did put it in that bottle, however.
Huh.
Perhaps a fifth person came on and took it. Oh, and a sixth person could have helped.
Mr. Gavin, Mr. Wright is your client.
My apologies, Your Honor.
I won't have you disparaging our investigation either. We looked inside that bottle. There was nothing.
So what's going on? Is Mr. Wright hoodwinking us again? Or did the card just disappear like magic? In any case, please continue the cross-examination. I'm afraid decisive contradictions calls for decisive evidence. Oh.
Push him harder, Justice. Break him. It's just you and the witness in the ring. Go for the knockout.
What I have the feeling we're not on our client's side anymore. Why are we turning against each other, huh? Are we the prosecutors now? Oh, it still continues? Damn. Oh. Interesting. That progressed, but not progressed at the same time. Alright, let's keep it going. You made a call to police from the first floor of the restaurant, correct?
Exactly. Cell phones don't get a signal down in the hideout.
Was anyone else on the first floor at that time?
Not a soul. It was the middle of the night, after all. So there, in the darkened restaurant, I called the cops. After making the call, I returned to the hideout. It didn't seem right to leave the injured waitress alone.
When I returned, he was dead. Interesting. And when you returned, the victim was already...
Dead, yes. I'll admit, I was a little startled when I walked in.
A little?
He was bleeding from his forehead, after all.
I guess I'd be startled too if I walked in on a scene like that. Have you noticed any weird visual cues from Phoenix?
No, I keep forgetting to pay attention for him.
Oh, that's why I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin. Could you explain why you called Mr. Gavin?
I'd obviously gotten involved in a rather sticky affair. And I figured Kristoff's law offices would give me a friend rate for my defense fees. Glad to hear you intend to pay. Oh, I'll pay in full, Kristoff. It was I who got you involved, after all. You may find the price of your defense quite high, my good friend. Quite high.
Is this the truth that Mr. Wright was talking about?
Justice, you know what you have to do. He's lying. Expose him, now!
Yes, sir. I have to think, what's Mr. Wright trying to tell me with this testimony? The truth has to be in there somewhere. Yeah, I think he's trying to sneak in a message. What do you think? I think he's trying to sneak in a message somewhere. That evening, we had dinner. We sat at the table in this photograph. Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes after he left. I discovered the trap during the game and disposed of the car and the bottle. The girl was knocked out cold and Smith was uncontrollable. Left to call the police. I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. That's why I made another phone call.
There's one of those statements where Phoenix looks away from you when he talks. Press him on this one again.
Okay.
What did he say for this one?
You made a phone call from the first floor. Exactly. Cell phones don't get a signal down there in that heat out. Was anyone else on the first floor at the time? Not a soul. Middle of the night, after all. So then, in the darkened restaurant, I call the cops. To make the call, returned to the hideout. Didn't seem right to leave the injured waitress alone. That's what he said. You think this is a tell?
It might be.
Let's look at our evidence. 2 a.m.
Like, I was knocked out cold and Smith was uncontrollable. Do we see anything that would contradict that?
This picture shows a lot of mess on the table and everything, so doesn't show signs of contradicting that. Forehead photo. No clues. No clues. No clues. The barrier is being held by a piece of tape, but I don't think that's a contradiction for anything. Yeah, I don't see anything contradictory in this phone. They met here and ate dinner. I don't see anything sus here.
I was thinking there might be another grape juice bottle somewhere, but I don't see one.
I mean, there's 4 of them down there. Down the bottom left. There's 4 of them at the bottom left. Nothing here. Just cards. That doesn't help us a lot. Damn, this one's tough.
What's the time of death?
2 a.m.
It's really late for dinner, don't you think? Midnight to 2 is when they would have been eating.
Yeah. Let's see. That evening, sat at the table. Well, he said that evening though. So he could be talking about the dinner time. 5 minutes after he left. Yeah, so it doesn't. There's no time frame to catch him on because he's being very vague with like when dinner was. The girl was knocked out cold. Smith was uncontrollable. On return, he was dead. Blood streamed from a cut on his forehead? Was it a cut?
Wasn't he wearing his hat when he... That's the hat removed. He was wearing his hat when he was actually hit, though.
Oh, yeah. Photo of forehead, hat removed during investigation. So he wouldn't have known that, huh?
Yeah. What's the third one say?
The third one?
No, in your yeah, the third picture, that one. This is like when they walked in, right?
Yeah. Yes, so the sub-basement of the abortion hole. Yeah, so there's a contradiction there. How would he have known that? I think either of these will work, but we can do the crime photo 1. Because that's what he looked like, you know?
Yeah.
Let's present it. Mr. Wright, if I may.
Yes.
Take a look at this photograph of the crime scene. See the victim here? He's wearing a hat. I wouldn't think you could see blood on his forehead.
Good point.
The music's getting scary.
Justice. Next time you point out an inconsistency, put a little more oomph into it.
Mr. Wright, can you explain this to the court?
I forgot to mention something. I was the one who put the hat on his head.
Eh?
You?
You put the hat on the dead man's head?
He wore it through our entire poker game. After calling the police, when I returned to the scene, his head was in full view. Shining bright, just like in this photograph.
And?
I picked his hat up off the floor and put it on his head.
Why did you do a thing like that?
All I can say is, I'm so sorry. But that's the only thing I touched at the crime scene.
Is it now? So Miss Orley didn't see it? It being the victim's his head.
I'd think not. She was out cold. I believe I was the only one who witnessed his head. Here we go again.
Mr. Gavin?
Pardon. It just seems that our client is determined to lie his way through this case.
Hey, he's still a client, right? Right?
I believe that's enough of that.
Mr. Gavin?
This witness's testimony is more like a travesty. It's riddled with lies. I'm beginning to see how you came to lose your attorney's badge 7 years ago. Well, you certainly have a unique way of treating your clients, Christoph. I never knew. I believe it was you who threw the first stone.
Mr. Wright, if you intend to even tell the truth about this case, it's now or never!
Don't be misled. I haven't told a single lie here.
First he hasn't told the truth, now he hasn't told a single lie. This man's poker skills is quite something. Huh? But you said the opposite 20 minutes ago.
When I noticed the trap, I put the card in the bottle to dispose of it. And when I put the hat on the victim's head, let's just say I had a reason for doing that as well. He was so ugly.
Reason?
That reason is right here.
Your cell phone?
That night, recall that I spoke with defense attorney Gavin after calling the police. Just in case, I recorded our conversation. What's this? Now that we're all here, I see no reason why I shouldn't play it back for the court. Did you kill him? Why, yes, I did.
Damn.
Christoph, I appear to be in a bit of trouble. What's this? Game not going well? Something like that. That gentleman who challenged you, he turned out to be good. It turned out to be dead. Someone hit him hard. You mean someone cracked that flawless bone china plate pate?
Did you pronounce that correctly? Pate?
I don't know that word. That's 2-1 now. A pate is a person's head.
No.
Oh, sorry. It wasn't you, was it? Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands, should it come to that.
Bone china plate?
A kind of porcelain, very smooth and shiny. And not plate, but pate. I believe he was referring to a certain gentleman's balding forehead.
The court appreciates the defendant's discretion in not indicating my forehead. Wait a second. Something's not right about that phone call.
How did he know he was balding?
So, after Mr. Gavin ate dinner with you, also, he probably knew because the phone call was after he saw the dead body already. With the hat off.
Yeah, the phone call's after he knocked his head off with the fucking thing.
No, but then he made a phone call to Gavin after he already found him dead.
Yeah,
So
and Gavin's the one that said, "Oh, that guy's shining porcelain pate," meaning Gavin was again being poetic and referring to the guy's bald head. How would Gavin have known he was bald unless he did it?
Curious, yeah. So, after Mr. Gavin ate dinner with you, he left the bowl club?
Most certainly.
Then how did he know? When did he see this? Bone china pate. Oh, that's right.
Yes. That was when I began to see my good friend in a different light. Troubled, I returned to the crime scene. And when I spotted Mr. Smith's head again, I realized exactly what was wrong. Well, Mr. Gavin, the stage has been set. Perhaps you would like to explain this to the court. Exactly how did you come by your privileged knowledge of the victim's head? So, this was your reason. The reason why you put the victim's hat back on. Your point, Mr. Gavin? It's come down to this, has it, Phoenix Wright?
Order! I will have order! Mr. Payne, save us all!
What? I haven't said anything! Yes, Your Honor.
I believe this court has been left with no other choice. Are you prepared to hear defense attorney Gavin's testimony?
Well, as the prosecutor,
Very well. We'll break for 10 minutes. After which Mr. Gavin will take the stand for a cross-examination. Are we all clear on that?
Crystal clear, Your Honor.
Very well. This will be the final recess for the day. You know, for a tutorial case, this is definitely really good. A really good one. Mr. Gavin and Mr. Wright are both in the judge's chamber. I'm alone. Who would have thought today would turn out like this? Yeah, who would have? I? May I?
Who is it? Oh,
Huh? What? Hello, sir. Please, pick a card. What? What's this all about? Is this one okay?
5 hearts.
Excellent. I have a message for you. The last hand's about to be played. You'll need a trump card to make it. A trump card? The card you have chosen is magical. Use it wisely, and the game is yours. That's all. An ace. Where do I remember this card from?
It was in Phoenix's hand.
Mrs. Smith's hand had 3 aces and Miss Rice 2. 5 aces in all. It's true. Seen it. The 5th ace. It was cheating. Missing 5th ace. Wait, this blotch of red. Is this blood?
I don't see anything. I can't see red on white.
Wrong, prosecutor. You have your trump card. Now it's up to you to cut the deck and draw the truth. My father's fate is in your hands. I know you can do it. I can't believe you just flew away. Why does everybody in Phoenix Wright universe just fly? This bloodstained card is my trump card for finding the truth?